This is just a quick reminder that if you find yourself trying to convince other people that the law of assumption works, that these teachings are amazing and they will change and transform your life and you can be and do and have anything that you want in reality, which is all true, but if you find yourself trying to convince people of that and they are resistant to it or they don't want to hear it or they push back, let them and walk away. You do not have to try and change everyone in your reality over to your way of thinking and believing, because you're just going to be wasting your energy. And yes, everyone is you pushed out, reflecting you back, but you get to choose those parts of you who you give your attention to. Now, there is the resistant part and there is the accepting part. You're the infinite I am of your reality. You're the infinite I am. Therefore, all conditions, all potentials, all possibilities exist within you. So yes, the possibility for resistance exists within you. So does the possibility for acceptance and enjoyment and excitement about these teachings. So if you meet a character who is demonstrating resistance to what you're doing and what you believe in and what you're working on and what you're really excited about, let them be resistant. Turn your attention away from them and let them go. Do not waste your time, your precious time and your precious energy trying to convince anyone that law of assumption or any of these manifestation teachings are the way to go. Spoiler alert, everyone will be successful. Everyone will awaken to who they are. Everyone will come out of the amnesia and remember that they are the infinite I am of their reality. Everyone will. It's guaranteed. This movie is finished. All creation is finished. The movie is done. We are just in the physical adventure of experiencing it for ourselves in this wonderful land of contrast. But you do not have to spend your time here convincing people or trying to get people to see the way you see things and to get excited about the things that you're excited about. If they are, that's awesome. Hang out with those people. Spend more time with those people. Less time with anyone who is trying to argue with you or push back on you or try to get you to explain it, but kind of in a way where they're judging you and be like, well, like, prove it to me. You do not have to prove this to anyone. If you know this works, that's enough. Let that be enough and go and invest all of that wonderful time and energy into your self-concept, telling these amazing stories, scripting these wonderful new narratives, reminding yourself who you are, and focus your time and attention on that. You have worked way too hard to get to where you are today to let somebody who hasn't done the work, who isn't investing in themselves, try and bring you back down to their level. Yes, everyone is you pushed out and everyone is reflecting you back, but that doesn't mean you have to pay attention to that negative side. We all have the negative side. We are positive, negative. You're the infinite I am. We all have all states, all possibilities existing within us. You are both the negative side and the positive side. You're everything. So if somebody is coming in and being negative, just recognize that that's part of you. That's the negativity within you just showing itself and saying, hi, I'm here. And you can be like, okay, cool, I see you. And I don't need to pay any attention to you because I'm actually choosing this side over here, which makes me feel really great. I'm choosing to see the positive. I'm choosing to look for evidence of success. I'm choosing to feel good. I'm choosing to have faith in this. I'm choosing to have faith in myself. I'm choosing to be excited about the possibilities of this work. I'm choosing to be okay with being in the unknown and not having to have all of the evidence at my fingertips right in that moment that I want it. I know that I am the cause of my reality, and what I'm focusing on is producing a result in my reality that I'm experiencing with my five senses. There are always going to be people who are going to express the negative. That's the contrast. It's okay. There's always people who are going to push back. It's okay. Let them. Turn away from them. Do not try and convince anyone that these teachings work, because sometimes what I hear is in between sessions with my clients is they'll come out of the session feeling really great, then they'll go into reality and someone will push back on them, and then they come back into the session and they said, well, what about this? And they're kind of like back on a downward. Who are you listening to? Which voice makes you feel good? Which voice is the one that you know inherently is the one you can trust? Is it the one in reality that says, prove it, show me the evidence that this works? Or is it the one that says, hey, you are the infinite cause of your reality and you can be, do, and have absolutely anything? Which one are you going to listen to? Which one gives you more hope? Which one feels right to you? The voice in reality, the rational voice in reality that's saying, well, you can't have everything, that's not the way the world works, and you got to work hard, and you got to suffer, and you got to be in pain, no gain. That voice is always going to be there. Those people are always going to be there. There are always going to be people in reality who believe that reality is all there is. And that's okay. You can let them believe that. You do not have to try and convince them to any other way of thinking. Just love them for who they are, accept them for who they are, and let them be and walk away. The wonderful thing is when you can actually just listen to somebody, listen to their way of thinking, listen to how they see the world, and just be okay with it and just let them believe what they want to believe and just be in agreement with them. And because you know that they are the cause of their reality, you know that they'll be getting evidence of that in their reality. There's no way you can convince them because they've got the evidence of reality that proves that what they're saying is true. But you have the evidence in your reality that proves otherwise, that when you choose to imagine a new reality and you hold that imagined reality in consciousness long enough for it to solidify, you know that's how it works in your reality. You know, you've had enough evidence that proves that you are the infinite I am of your reality. You know how this works. So just be okay with that. You do not need to convince anyone. Be the example, be the evidence, and have people go, oh my God, that's amazing. How did you do that? And then you can tell them. When I'm out at dinner parties or I'm out in social situations, I will never lead with anything that I talk about on this channel. It's just not something I do. I do not talk about law of assumption in public. If I'm out with friends or I'm out at in social situations, I do not lead with this. I just sit back. I ask people a lot of questions. I ask about themselves. If they ask about me, I will share that, yeah, I've got a channel on YouTube. I talk about things I'm really passionate about. They're like, what? I'm saying, oh, well, there's this thing called law of assumption. Oh, tell me more about that. Okay, well, it's kind of like this. If they don't ask any more questions, then I'm like, cool, that's the end of the conversation. We'll go on and talk about other things. If they want to know more, they'll ask, and I'm happy to share it. And then they're like, I'll have to check out your channel. I'm like, great. That can be the end of the conversation. I am never leading with this. I'm never going out into reality and say, hey, you've got to read this, or you've got to listen to this, or wow, you can have anything you want. If somebody's having some trouble, if somebody's having a problem and they're sharing it with me, I'm not there saying, oh, well, if you rewrite it or rescript it, you can have a different reality. I don't do any of that because a lot of times I find that I'm actually investing a lot of energy in somebody who hasn't actually asked for it and perhaps doesn't even want it. They're on their journey, they're on their life adventure, and that is working for them. If people want to know more, they will ask you, and they will come to you with an open heart and an open mind. As Neville says, he talks about this quite a lot in his lectures. He will often say that there will be a lot of people that will come to him. A lot of his family didn't believe anything that he was talking about. A lot of his good friends says, Neville, I love you, but I don't believe a word that you're saying. And he's like, that's okay, you don't have to. And he never tried to convince anyone. If people came to his lectures, they were welcome, they could ask him questions, and that was fine. He never tried to turn anyone to his way of thinking. It's one of his beautiful qualities, which I really admire, and which I really try and stand by that and protect my reality and protect my energy. And it just makes life a lot more easier when you're not having to convince anyone else around you. Of course, if you would like people to be on board with you, you go into consciousness and you create the story within there. Most people in my reality are into law of assumption. In fact, most of my friends who I speak with on a regular basis love law of assumption. They're interested in it. They enjoy it. They might not be doing it at the level that I'm doing it, but they're still interested. They'll ask questions. They'll practice with a few of the techniques I may have taught them. They enjoy it. It's not their whole life. They've got other things going on, and that's great too. But it is wonderful to hang out with people who are into this. All you need is a few good trusted friends to support you on this journey. You've got enough law of assumption communities out there that you can share with. So just if you feel that energy of defending or kind of somebody challenging you or any of that, just pull back. And as quickly as you can, exit that interaction, because that interaction is by no means going to serve you in any way. If you need to do a little work on it and a bit of rescripting, then, by all means do that. And then just move on with your life and let them go. They are not characters that you're choosing to have in your movie. You don't need them in your movie. There's other wonderful characters that you are yet to meet. So focus on moving forward and opening yourself to people who will enjoy who you are and perhaps get excited about this. So I just hope that gives you a little inspo if you are coming up against people who are somewhat negative, very much based in reality, or trying to prove you wrong, or any of that. just, you know, let it be and move on. It's not for you. They are not for you. And if you would like a little bit of evidence that this does work, I'm going to link a video up here, evidence that law of assumption does work, in relation to when I wrote my book, I Am Money, and how my income just absolutely skyrocketed during the writing of that book. And there is evidence to prove it. So go and check that video out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.